EFF is meeting with a delegation from Clicks and British consumer goods company Unilever. They'll discuss the controversial hair advert that saw the Red Berets protest and close down Clicks stores on Monday. The lifestyle and health retailer closed its doors yesterday in order to offer counselling services to staff amid the protests. Macro has joined other leading retailers in removing Tresemme products from its shelves over the company's involvement in the saga. Unilever is the brand owner of Tresemme South Africa. EFF spokesperson Delisile Ngwenya says EFF members will continue to protest at Clicks stores until an agreement is reached. Well, for more on this story, we cross now to my colleague Natasha Phiri, who's been covering this story in Braamfontein. Thank you so much for joining us, Natasha. So are those talks still ongoing, or have you heard anything yet?
Very good afternoon to you, Nompo, and to our SABC viewers. Indeed, talks are actually happening behind closed doors just in this building, which is the headquarters of the EFF. We actually got in time to somewhat record the Clicks delegation, which is led by Vikesh Rumsanda, actually go in. So we are told that that meeting has started at 12. Earlier on, the delegation of Unilever, led by Keegan Alex, had a meeting, and unfortunately we couldn't get to those representatives, but we will try in all our mights to actually talk to the Unilever. But Nompo, I mean, this comes at a time where, we saw those protests all week by EFF members outside Clicks stores in regards to the racist advertisement. And the meeting actually comes at the request of both Clicks and Unilever. And they want to actually reach an amicable solution and resolution to these matters. Also matters regarding racial discrimination. And they want to ensure that there are steps to ensure that there is accountability in regards to this advert. If you'll remember, on Monday, the EFF had said that they will not stop their protests until their demands are met. And some of their demands that they were actually calling for was that Clicks release the names of the executives who actually signed off, that advertisement. And if I'll just take you through a timeline of what actually happened on Monday, Nompu. Following that protest, we saw several of Clicks stores across the country actually closed down. Several of, the Clicks employees actually sent home, and just in that evening we then got confirmation and word that 2 junior staff members were actually suspended over their advert. Moving to Tuesday, Nompu, that was when my colleague Samgelo Masego was outside the sentence. So Clicks, we saw that one executive had actually resigned in regards to this advert, and then we had that news coming in that the court had granted an interdict against the vandalism of Clicks stores. If you remember that reports came in on Monday of certain stores being vandalized, and when I spoke to the deputy president of the EFF, Lloyd Shibambu, he had said that he did not commission, the EFF leadership did not commission, anybody to, engage in acts of vandalism and violence. When my colleague Samgelo Masego spoke to, the EFF's Godrej Gadi on Tuesday, he had said that it could be that some members or some other people were actually masquerading as members of the EFF and then decided to actually vandalize these stores. Moving to Wednesday, Nompu, those protests still carried on, but what we saw is that major retail giants like ShopRite, Pick n Pay, Checkers, and now, as you've correctly cited earlier on, the likes of Macro and Dis-Chem have actually removed Tresemme products from their stores. Now we're actually on day 4 of that protest, which is Thursday, and of course those delegations meeting behind closed doors with the officials of the EFF. We're going to try to speak to the EFF afterwards. Earlier on, I'd spoken to Vuyani Pambo just off air, and we were trying to speak to them. He had said, and he had confirmed, that they're actually in their second meeting right now with the delegation, of Clicks.
So, Natasha, you indicate that you did see a Clicks delegation going into the building. What about the EFF? Did you see them going into the building? And I know you're not a psychiatrist, but what was the demeanor of everyone that was going into the building?
Well, Nompu, we did indicate that we saw that the EFF delegation actually went in. We are told that the officials actually came in very early because they had to have a briefing or meeting amongst themselves first before they could actually engage with representatives or the executives of Unilever and, of Clicks. Like you said, I'm not a psychiatrist, Nompu, but I mean, these talks are somewhat expected to be tense, especially after the fury that this advert actually had caused, not only in social media, but I mean, a lot of black women voicing their frustrations and voicing their anger, around this advert. Some people saying that after 26 years after the dawn of democracy, Clicks should have known better.
Indeed. And then lastly, before I let you go, Natasha, what do you think will be the major issue that will rest this issue in terms of where EFF stands and, desisting with their protest action going forward?
I think the major issue here, Nompu, would be the issue of accountability. I mean, we heard there Julius Malema saying on Monday that they want accountability. They want whoever is responsible, whether black or white, to be suspended, to be fired from their positions. In his words, he had said that they are tired of silly apologies. And as the EFF, they have vowed to, uproot, incidences of, systematic racism, especially amongst these big corporate giants. So we do expect heads to roll. As of now, 3 people, have been held somewhat accountable. We had those 2 junior members who Clicks refused to actually name. They have been suspended and 1 executive have resigned. But we could see more, resignations coming. Remember, the EFF has also asked that the company actually publish the names of whoever signed off this racist advert. But might I tell you, I wish I was a fly inside that boardroom meeting so I could just, get all the news of what's actually happening inside that meeting. But hopefully we will speak to the spokesperson, the national spokesperson of the EFF, Vuyani Pambo, after that meeting.
Okay, super. Thank you so much, Natasha. Of course, our viewers can expect that story to be updated by Natasha as the day progresses.